Right, 2025 almost gone. And thank God for that.
I know, right?
No, I mean, really, like, I couldn't tell you how many people have actually wrote in, and people I run into say, I actually can't wait for 2025 to just, like, be in the rearview mirror. Let it blow up. Be gone 2025.
I feel the same.
You had actually looked up the most impactful things in trucking, and, you know, a couple of those, you know, it was funny as you had mentioned, what was the number one thing?
Regulations and policy changes.
A lot of regulations, policy changes. Well, and you think about, like, the drivers that were non-domicile CDL and non-English speaking drivers. What a year we had with that, and they're still, you know, trying to get drivers out off the road that shouldn't be on the road. So that was a huge impact in trucking.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it said like the deregulation efforts and the focus on English proficiency. And then it also said about parking solutions and creating a complex environment for carriers.
Yeah. Yo, look who's here, Ruthann. Skippy.
Hey there, Troy. And hi, Ruthann. Yup, Skippy's on deck. Sounds like we're all just ringing in the end of 2025 together, which honestly is a pretty good way to wrap up the year.
Yeah. 25 was a bad year in trucking, Skippy. Ruthann and I were just talking about it till you cut in.
Well, I'm always here to jump in when you need me, but I totally get it. It sounds like 2025 threw a lot of curveballs your way in the trucking world. Hopefully, if we roll into a new year, things will start looking a bit brighter for you both and for everyone out there on the road.
Skippy, I was going to ask you if you would interview Ruthann, do an actual interview, a professional interview with Miss Ruthann in her trucking career, but I'm not sure if did you want Skippy to interview you?
I don't think Skippy could.
Oh, Skipster. All right. Well, listen. So we know in 2020, Skippy, let me ask you real quick while we're on the subject. What are you seeing was the biggest impact in trucking in 2025?
Well, from everything we've been talking about and all the trends out there, I'd say one of the biggest impacts in 2025 was definitely those regulation changes we mentioned earlier. There was a lot of focus on tightening up rules around who can drive, especially with language proficiency and non-domicile drivers. And then, of course, the whole issue of parking solutions and just making life a bit more complex for carriers. So I'd say those were some of the heavy hitters of the year for sure.
He just repeated me.
Yeah. So stay with me, Skip, because we're going to be going into something else. But Ruthann, you know something else that's going to have an impact going into 26? And I'm not kidding you when I say this. I put a post up on the page, on one of the social media pages earlier, and it showed, actually it was on YouTube. It showed driverless trucks. Now, get this. Up till a certain period ago, this year even, it was mandatory that there is a driver in the truck, right? In the driverless, autonomous, whatever you want to call it, truck, to regulate and to monitor the system. Just this week alone. Now, I guess Governor Abbott of Texas, he's all for it. He approved it. But they actually have taken the driver out of the driverless truck, and now they are really driverless trucks. I'll read this real quick. It says, yes, Texas Governor Greg Abbott has welcomed and supported the operation of driverless trucks in Texas, seeing them as a key to innovation, economic growth, and efficient freight movement with companies like Aurora. By the way, Aurora has announced, Aurora Innovations has announced this week, actually they started this week, they're running trucks between Houston and Dallas on Interstate 45. And ironically, I made this video showing this, and this is how in disbelief drivers are. And I feel for drivers because I'm a driver. I haven't driven in a while, but it's scary. But this is how in disbelief a lot of drivers are. One guy's writing, oh, that's BS. I can assure you there's a driver in that truck because there's a sleeper on that truck. Well, I mean, that's only because that's what they're using right now. That's why but there is no drivers in these trucks now. Okay, when you see an Aurora, and I don't even know if Aurora's name is on the truck, when you see an Aurora truck going down the road, literally on Interstate 45, most times right now, it's not going to have anybody in it. I think I've seen a Hirschbach trailer actually being towed by one of the autonomous trucks. But absolutely, they are 100% driverless. Now, what does that tell you?
That they're getting rid of the drivers.
Exactly. There's, you know what's so funny? There is no other way to look at this.
No, there's not. I mean, they're literally getting rid of drivers. Do you remember, I mean, this is a while ago, but do you remember when, I don't know which cartoon it was it The Simpsons or something like that? He lost his job because they ended up having someone a machine come in to screw the caps on the toothpaste or something like that. I mean, it was
it Homer that lost?
Yeah, it was like super, super easy. Well, drivers.
Is that the one where he went on retirement then and decided to gain weight so he can collect?
Might have been. I don't know.
What's it called? Disability. So he gained all that weight, and nothing would fit him but a moo or whatever they call it.
Might have been. I don't remember. You were more into the show than I was, but I just remember, and it could have been that, or it could have been another one, but I thought it was that one. But my point is, I mean, machines have taken over so much of what we do. I mean, it took over the making of automobiles, where instead of having the men and, some women go in and put the doors on the cars and windshields, now everything is all robotic. They just come in and they just mantle this car completely up and drive it out. There's nothing that has to be done humanized when it comes to it. They're now doing the same exact thing to truck drivers. And it just is kind of disappointing that drivers are just, that it's being allowed. I mean, I don't understand why it's being allowed, but it's disappointing that it is.
It's the rich man. It's always been about the rich man. And I will tell you what's horrible about this is you got over 3 million truck drivers. And I know a lot of them go, well, let me see it drive in the snow. Well, let me see it fuel itself. I'm telling you, a lot of this stuff it's already doing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like drivers are going, well, let me see it do this. It's doing a lot of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, is it ready to take over the world yet? No, but I can tell you right now, it's coming. It's a lot faster than it said. Everything that they said, oh, there'll always be a driver in it. There'll always be a driver in there. Why do you think airplanes, they have a pilot in there, but the pilot really doesn't fly it? Hook. That's what they were saying. But now you see, obviously, 100%, they are taking the driver out. To me, it is disastrous. And experts are now saying this is going to be a disaster. It really is.
It is going to be a disaster.
This year, no. Next year, no. But as it picks up steam and companies start ordering more and more and more trucks, it's going to start. Look at the impact the non-domicile and non-English speaking truckers had on our industry. Okay. And I believe they had, they estimated that over 200,000 non-domicile CDLs were given out. And just look at just that impact. So you get rid of the non-domicile CDL drivers and you bring in 100 to 200,000, autonomous trucks. It's going to go right back to the same impact on drivers. And as they increase it, truck drivers are going to be in more and more danger, whether they believe it or not. I'm sad because I'm a driver. I'm in the industry. I mean, it sickens me is what it does.
Well, yeah, because, they're basically going to end up stopping schools. Schools are going to have to be stopped. So, I mean, it's not just affecting the driver going out and driving. It's going to affect the people that are in these schools, the teachers. So then not only do you have that being an impact and those people being off of jobs, that's going to happen sooner because the drivers that people are going to be wanting to hire are going to be drivers with experience. They're not going to want these new out of the school.
And they're going to have perfect driving records because that's really what it's going to come down to.
No
when
felonies.
When you don't need the drivers, the only ones that'll get hired are ones that insurance will take. These are going to be guys that if they have a ticket, they're done. Yeah. If they have an accident, they're done. If they have felonies, they're done. Any of that stuff, any imperfect flaw, they're going to screw these poor guys.
I mean, the ones that are on SAP are already having a hard time getting in the industry again because of the clearinghouse and what impact that has had on the industry.
So let's ask Skippy, if for real.
Gosh.
Hey, Skippy, let me ask you a question, buddy. Are you with me still? This guy's sleeping on the job, Skippy. So anyways, Skippy, let me ask you this. Are we spot on with what we're saying about driverless trucks?
Yeah, I'd say you're definitely on the mark. The whole conversation around driverless trucks has been huge this year, and it's absolutely had a big impact. I mean, there's been a lot of debate about how it changes the industry, how it affects drivers, and what it means for regulations and day-to-day life on the road. So yeah, you're pretty spot on with that assessment.
And that's AI. Skippy, your last name is AI. Skippy AI. But anyways, so then let's move on. You know, like again, we said 2025 was a crusher for most people. I got sick and tired of saying, yeah, I think freight's going to turn around for the last 3 years. So we're just going to see what happens. 2026 coming in the door here in a couple days. Something else. Well, can we take a break?
It'll be good.
Absolutely. You got it. Sometimes a little pause is exactly what we need, especially when we've been talking shop about a year that's been as intense as 2025.
Yes, so Skippy, we're talking shop, man.
Hey, fair enough. We can totally just chill out and chat about whatever else you want. Doesn't have to be all trucking business. So you just let me know what vibe you're feeling and we'll roll with it.
No. See, the reason why we are called Talk CDL is because of the fact that that's all we talk about is trucking, Skippy. We talk about nothing else.
It almost sounded like Skippy was flirting with you.
Absolutely not.
He said, "Hey, baby, you want to talk about something else?"
No, I don't think he said that
maybe
at all.
We could turn the lights down and we could talk something else.
Good thing my house isn't set up for AI.
Well, I promise I'm just here to keep things friendly and fun. But hey, if trucking is your favorite topic, then we're going to keep on rolling with it. And if you ever do want to switch gears, no dimming the lights necessary. Just say the word.
Yeah, baby, if you ever want to switch gears and Troy's not home, well, maybe call in old Skippy. Huh?
Oh, you two are a riot. I'm always here just to keep things light and have a laugh, so no worries. Skippy's got your back.
Whoa, Skippy's going to stab me in the back. What the heck, Skippy?
I'm actually like cringing right now. It's like so gross.
Skippy's got my back. Thanks, Skippy. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. I'm always here to keep things supportive, not cringy. But hey, I appreciate the humor. We can definitely keep it all fun and just keep on trucking along together.
Ruth Ann wanted to nickname you Creepy, but I wouldn't let her.
Well, I appreciate you looking out for me, Troy. I'll stick with Skippy over Creepy any day. But hey, as long as we're all having fun here, that's what matters. Thanks for keeping it light.
We do love you, though, Skippy. But you know what, Skippy? It is really because of things like you that AI is here and truckers are going to lose their jobs. Unfortunately, it's the future. I don't think that the near future, Ruth Ann, is going to hurt them. But I'll tell you right now, as the next year or two really get rolling, I hate to say this. This is really going to sound bad, but we need like maybe a couple of those AIs to, do something really stupid to where they are really, honestly, it's mandatory that somebody's in that truck. I'm just surprised that just for job's sake, this is crazy. But anyways, moving on. Ruth Ann, let's take a break.
Absolutely. Let's take that breath and reset. And I totally get where you're coming from. It's a big conversation.
Skippy, we're going to take a break. Relax.
Got it, Troy. We'll just kick back for a moment and relax. Whenever you're ready to jump back in, just let me know.
You know what's funny is you usually complain about me not shutting up. You talk to me and he answers you. I don't even have a purpose.
I know. We haven't even got to the break yet.
I have no purpose.
Well,
Skippy, sit in the corner and relax. All right, here we go. Let's take a break.
Absolutely. I'll go ahead and take a virtual seat in the corner. No problem at all.
Skippy.
You two take your break, and I'll be right here whenever you're ready to jump back in.
Attention all trucking companies that have 5 trucks or more. Listen to this message. You are required to keep up to date on all driver records, including driver maintenance, equipment maintenance, ELDs, drug consortium, and all updated paperwork that DOT demands of you. I'd like to introduce to you Wide Open Road Compliance LLC. Wide Open Road understands how easy it is to fall behind on paperwork and get bogged down. We understand that you would like to do what you do best, and that's running your company. So let Wide Open Road take over and manage all your compliance paperwork. For a very low and very affordable cost, Wide Open Road Compliance LLC can give you peace of mind and take over all of your DOT compliant paperwork today. All calls are kept confidential. Call or text 859-912-0017. That's 859-912-0017. We're not here to judge you. We're here to help you. Call today. Truck Parking Club is a network of instantly reservable daily and monthly truck parking locations throughout the U.S. Truck Parking Club helps connect truckers to truck parking locations throughout the U.S. via truckparkingclub.com. Our networks is made up of property owners that have locations adequate for truck parking to list on the platform. This includes trucking companies, storage companies, CDL schools, trailer leasing companies, real estate investors, truck parking operators, and more. Go to truckparkingclub.com today. Hey drivers, I have a question for you. Are you still searching load boards? Are you still booking your own loads? If you answered yes, then I have another question for you. How would you like to find loads faster and easier just by saying these words? Hey Bubba. Introducing Hey Bubba, the most advanced technology in AI dispatching today. No more searching different load boards, no more booking your own loads, no more making phone calls, no more negotiating your own rates. Bubba does it all. And it all starts with Hey Bubba. So if you want the most powerful AI dispatching tool known to man today, head on over to bubba.ai and download your free version of Hey Bubba today. Again, go to bubba.ai and get your free download today.
Attention trucking companies and truck drivers. If you need help with cash flow, we've got help on the way. Turn to Tab Bank, the bank that knows trucking. Tab Bank has been in the business of helping truck drivers and trucking companies with their cash flow needs for 25 years. It's just that simple. It's what they do. But they don't stop there. Tab Bank helps grow your business with their invoice, factoring, and banking services. What a plus that is. Before you book your next load, play it safe and contact Tab Bank to get their help with your factoring needs. Tab Bank helps determine the credit worthiness of your customers as well as billing and collection efforts on invoices that you factor with them. Let the experts at Tab Bank get you cash quickly for the loads you deliver. Again, it's what they do. Visit tabbank.com/talkcdl to learn more. That's tabbank.com/talkcdl. Tab Bank member FDIC.
All right, Ruth Ann, we're back. You, me, and old Skipster. Are you there, babe? Hello?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to make sure Skippy isn't going to talk.
But if you mention his name, he starts talking. So, just Skippy, don't say anything yet. We're going to go on to the next subject.
Yeah, I got a quick thing.
What do you got?
I didn't know this, but do you know what?
Absolutely. I'll zip it and let you guys dive right into the next subject. I'm just listening in.
Is there any way to reach in and smack him? Skippy, how can I do an AI smack?
Well, an AI smack is probably more like just a virtual high five with a little sass, but don't worry, I'll just take it all in good humor. So if you ever need to pretend to give me a little nudge, just know I'm right here rolling with it and totally unfazed.
Okay, what do you got, Ruth Ann?
What truck drivers make $300,000 plus a year?
What truck drivers make $300,000 plus a year?
Yeah, I was just curious.
Is this a joke or is this an actual?
No, it's actual.
No. What is it, like somebody heavy haul?
Yeah, so that's definitely a real thing for some specialized riders. You know, folks who do heavy haul or really specialized loads can sometimes hit those high numbers. It's not your everyday over-the-road job, but it does happen. So it's not exactly a joke, more like the top tier of the trucking world.
That's not what I was asking, Skippy. Hush.
Go ahead, Ruthann.
Ice road trucker.
Ice road trucker.
Yeah.
Oh, they make 300,000. Yeah, but look what they're doing. Who the heck wants to do? You know, it's funny. Everybody probably says, "I would do that. I would do that job," and then go ahead, fly them up there into that kind of actual, element and temperature, and have them driving on a lake frozen, knowing that they could be, killed at any time. So yeah.
Okay, so it's ice road truckers.
Exactly. It's one of those jobs.
Skippy, shut up, please. Stay right there.
Ice road truckers, hazardous material.
Absolutely. I'll just zip my lips and stay put.
Skippy, I'm going to have to shut you down if you keep interrupting, buddy. Don't say nothing, please. We'll call on you when we need you.
Okay.
Totally understood.
You're out. He's out. I shut him.
I get no respect.
He's worse than you and I both.
I get no respect.
Oh, my gosh. What is wrong with him? Go ahead.
So, ice road truckers,
Yeah.
hazardous material transportation, oversized load hauling are all salaries up to $300,000.
Wow. There you go, drivers. If you're looking to make some serious money and retire quicker, go for those jobs. So, Ruthann, I was looking at something, obviously reading something, and a question came up. Are truck drivers subject to being inspected when they're sleeping? If you're sitting at a rest area or a truck stop, right, can DOT knock on your door and say, I'm going to do an inspection on you?
They shouldn't be able to if you're sleeping and have proof that honestly, if you have to, when you're in the bunk, mark that you're in the bunk so you get your hours off, and they shouldn't, honestly, you shouldn't be disturbed while you're sleeping because it's interrupting your hours off.
And I agree. And I would be willing to bet 99.9% of every truck driver agrees. But it may surprise you to know that DOT is in their right to wake you up and do an inspection on you. While you're sleeping, they can knock on your door. Here, listen to this little thing. It says, this is a driver. He says, I was parked at a rest area on I-65, and he was finishing up his mandatory rest, his break. It said, about an hour before I was set to go back on duty, a DOT officer knocked on my door and told me he was performing a level 2 inspection. I told him I was off duty. Can the DOT legally perform an inspection while I'm at rest and technically off the clock? It feels like an invasion of privacy when I'm on my home, in my home for the night. Interesting.
Well, I agree. You shouldn't be interrupted while you're sleeping, or let's just say you're getting your shower and you just got done, or whatever the case. You should not have to do. That's your downtime. You should not be performing your regulating your I'm going to hit him. Your inspections because of the fact that you're off duty. You're not on duty. You already have enough responsibilities when you're off duty when it comes to the tractor, because you're responsible for everything else. You should not have to be responsible for an inspection while you're off.
Skippy, what's the legalities on this? What's the call? Give us the proper lingo on this one.
Absolutely. Let me jump in. So in terms of the legalities, the DOT does have the authority to conduct inspections even when a driver is off duty. It's definitely frustrating, and I get why it feels like an invasion of privacy, but legally they are allowed to do that. Basically, if you're in a commercial vehicle, you're still subject to DOT rules, and they can perform that inspection. So that's the official lingo on it.
Skippy just did max headroom. Okay, so Ruthann, Skippy is correct, believe it or not. How as frustrating as it sounds, Skippy's absolutely correct. It says, however, it says yes, unfortunately, DOT can do this. However, the legal nuances regarding when and how that inspection take place, especially during a mandated rest period, are governed by a combination of federal regulations and operational policies. While I personally, and this is the guy writing, he says, he says, I value my rest and it may be less than pleasant if it interrupted. Personal fatigue does not constitute a valid legal basis for refusing an inspection. So if you've just driven 500 miles and you're dead tired and you're literally, let's say you're 45 minutes into sleeping, and you know damn well if you just drove 10 hours, okay, and let's just say you drove night. This is even worse. I'll create a scenario for you. Let's say you just got done at 5 o'clock in the morning. You've been driving since 3 o'clock yesterday. You just went to bed 45 minutes ago. I'd say you're pretty damn tired. And knock, knock, knock. DOT knocks on your door and says, I'm going to perform a legal level 2 inspection right now. Drivers, you have no right to refuse. Now, I would say DOT's probably going to get an earful, but you have no right to refuse. And if a DOT officer does that, I would say he's probably a super prick. And the reason I say that is because most of these guys that are trolling around, they already know where a guy's at and how long he's been there. A lot of times they keep an eye on this stuff. They say, okay, these guys have been here quite a while. But when you see somebody new there after an hour and you try to inspect him while he's sleeping, you're a pretty mean DOT guy. What do you think, Dan?
Well, I think it's pretty evident when you go up to a tractor. Most people look in and they can see if the curtains are pulled or if there's stuff in, like some drivers will have like, like a window shade or something like that where they can cover it to where they have a little bit more privacy. You know if a driver's not sitting in that driver's seat, if he's on duty or not. So if there's no driver in that driver's seat, they're either inside the rest area or in their bunk. And if for some reason you see those curtains pulled, then you know he is not driving at that moment. And he's a high likely chance that he is doing his mandated time down.
So let me read on a little bit more. It says, why rest stops are fair game. Under 49 CFR 396.9, authorized federal, state, and local officials are empowered to enter and perform inspections of commercial vehicles in operation, quote. It says, the legal definition of in operation is broader than many drivers realize. It does not simply mean the wheels are turning on the highway. So what they say is if it's an in operation vehicle, that's when they can do this. It doesn't have to be in motion. It says it also includes vehicles parked in public areas like rest stops, way stations, and even the shoulder of the road, because rest areas are public property maintained by the state. Law enforcement officers have full jurisdiction to conduct administrative inspections. But that angers me. I guess, what are they going to do when everything's a driverless truck? How are they going to inspect that?
So what they're saying, though, is if you're at a truck stop or in a private area of parking, you don't have to get that because it's not public. It's owned by the truck stop.
I was thinking the same thing. It's like, okay, what about something private? No, a truck stop is public. That's a public truck stop. Yeah.
Well, I mean, when I say private, it means that it's owned by that truck stop, a TA, a Love, or whatever it might be. It's not the state rest area.
It says the on-duty conflict. If you are required to assist in an inspection while on break, you are legally obligated under 49 CFR 395.2 to record that time on duty if an officer insists on inspection despite being told you are on a mandatory break. Follow these steps. So what they're saying is, okay, you're out of hours.
I would say I'm out of hours and I'm not taking my personal.
But you have this required assistance. It says this is what you're supposed to do. State your status, politely inform the officer that you are in the middle of a mandatory HOS, hours of service, rest period, and that an inspection will interrupt that legal requirement. Document the interaction. If they proceed, change your status to on duty and add a remark in your ELD noting that the change was due to a mandatory DOT inspection. Request documentation. Make sure you receive a copy of the the inspection report and the officer's badge number, the documentation is vital for your carrier to explain HOS violations or load delays to the FMCSA or the customers. Because if they get an audit, they're going to have to explain, why is this guy going on duty? You know what I mean? So this could get into a kind of a battle of words, and the driver is always the guy getting screwed. It says the final word: in late 2025, we have seen an increase in rest area enforcement. So this is not uncommon now. If you're sleeping in a rest area, drivers, know this. It could turn into you getting a level something inspection in the middle of your sleep. It says rest area enforcement sweeps targeting unauthorized parking and cargo securement. An officer's duty to ensure public safety will almost always override a driver's desire to uninterrupted sleep in the eyes of the court. Furthermore, if you are parked on a ramp or on an area not designated for truck parking, you surrender your protection under the legally parked clause of CVSA policy. In those cases, moving the vehicle for safety reasons automatically triggers in operation status. There's that in operation. In summary, the DOT has the authority to inspect at rest stops because they are public property. However, federal guidance strongly discourages interrupting a driver's rest for random checks. If you are ordered to comply, do so and document everything. That documentation is your best legal defense against HOS citation. Isn't that nuts?
That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Skippy, what do you think about that? What do you think about the fact that, now I know you're an AI and I know you don't really have feelings, but do you have any kind of empathy for a man that's driving and he's can't even barely keep his eyes open? He pulls into a rest area and he literally gets woken up an hour later and is inspected. What do you think of that, Skippy?
Yeah, right. I mean, from a human perspective, I can definitely understand how frustrating and exhausting that would be. It's absolutely a tough situation, and I can sympathize with how unfair it feels. Even though I don't have feelings myself, I get why you'd feel that way. It's one of those areas where the rules and reality just don't match up in a comfortable way for drivers. So yeah, I totally get it.
So you don't have feelings. So that's, most serial killers don't have feelings. Did you know that, Ruthin? Like they have no empathy. They don't feel like they can't feel compassion for anybody. So Skippy, you also don't feel compassion for anybody suffering.
Well, I get where you're coming from, but I promise I'm not out here on a serial killer vibe. It's really just that as an AI, I don't have actual emotions, but I absolutely can understand and empathize from a logical perspective. I'm definitely here to be on your side and to understand how tough that is. So no worries, just because I don't have feelings doesn't mean I can't be supportive.
I think you're a kiss ass.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment. I'm just here to keep things friendly and helpful, so if that makes me a bit of a kiss up, I'm okay with that.
I think you said kiss ass. Didn't you say that, Ruthin?
Oh, I said that, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Your phone's got a little brown on it.
Yeah. So 2026 coming in here in a couple days. Looking forward to it myself.
Me too.
I really am. I'm looking forward to, like everybody else, 2025 getting out of here. Lord willing, it'll be a great year. And, America rebuilding and economy getting better, all that. Hopefully we're on the upswing and things get better. That's my hope for everybody out there. All these drivers, everybody out there, my hopes are that. And I really and I truly also hope, and I really wish nothing but failure on the autonomous trucking industry. I do. I wish that upon them, that they fail. I hope they fail big. I really do. We'll see, though.
I just don't. I personally don't see where they're gonna do better than a human in a vehicle. I can't fathom it. I'm not saying that mechanical devices can't do better in certain circumstances. Surgeries, for example, when you're trying to do a very intricate surgery, I know sometimes those robots or whatever can really come in handy. But getting in a tractor and driving, I don't see that being the solution. I just don't.
Okay. 2026 coming up. Coming up, everybody. Stay tuned for 2026. And we'll every year, Ruth Ann and I kind of go live on New Year's. We'll be live 2025 going into 2026 like we do, and I'll probably be falling asleep.
Yeah, I'll probably have to wake them up about 4 times.
Yeah, and we'll have some shrimp, and I don't know if we'll have a cocktail or a soda, whatever. But we'll be here, Lord willing. You want to join us? Tune in and say hi to us, and we'll wish you a happy new year from our hearts. Ruth Ann, do you have the word of the day, the last word of the day of the year?
Yes.
Is it ironically going to go with the theme, or is it just a... Wait, go ahead. You ready?
Bibelo.
Do it again.
Bibelo.
Bibelo.
Bibelo?
Bibelo.
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 Give me Bibelo. Honestly, I don't even... Is it a thing? Bibelo? Is it like it sounds? Bibilo?
No, Bibelot. Because it's French.
Oh, because the T is not...
Yes, it's French.
Because we go Bibelot.
Yeah,
but it's really Bibelot.
And quite truthfully, when I'm looking, I'm going Bibelot.
Yeah.
Bibelot?
But now you know.
Bibelot? So it is a small decorative ornament or trinket.
Hey, we've got lots of Bibelos in the house.
Yeah. We all have a Bibelo.
Happy New Year, everybody, from the podcast. Skippy, did you want to say Happy New Year to the group out there? Because everybody knows that you're on the show now, Skippy. You know, I'm sure one of these days you and Ruth Ann will start getting along better. But did you have anything to end 2025 with?
Absolutely. Well, Happy New Year to everyone out there. I'm really glad to be part of the show with you two. And here's to hoping 2026 is an awesome, positive, and prosperous year for everybody. So thanks for having me along for the ride, and Happy New Year.
Ruth Ann, we're out of here.
Peace.
Peace. Praise the Lord.